on, Brittany.
Welcome to BizChicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. And it's time for Tech Life Weekly. I'm Terralina, and I'm here with my co-host, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. Woo! So if you're looking for all things tech, you're in the right house. Hey, Fran, how you doing this morning?
I am well. Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
All right. So let's see what's happening in tech history.
Sounds like a plan.
Today we're going to be talking about Marsha Ray Williams. In 1982, Dr. Marsha Ray Williams became the first African-American woman to earn a PhD in computer science.
Wow. Okay.
Right. So let me look on here. She's a successful educator and researcher in academia. She also held positions in private industry and public sector. Her scholarship examines a variety of topics ranging from improvement of search functions in computer databases to the existence of information technology resources in developing countries. Wow. She has devoted a significant energy and expertise to the issue of expanding access to the fields of science, engineering, and technology for underrepresented communities. She was born August 4th, 1948 in Memphis, Tennessee. And okay, so you're going to enjoy this one. In 1969, she earned a BS in physics from Beloit College in Wisconsin, followed by an MS in physics from the University of Michigan in 1971. Wow. She held instructional positions at Memphis State College and Fisk University before beginning her doctoral studies at Vanderbilt Universities in Nashville.
Nashville, yeah.
She earned her MS in Systems and Information Science in 1976, followed in 1982 by a PhD in Computer Science. Her dissertation, The Design of the Computer-Assisted Query Language System, examined the emerging field of user experience in querying large databases. That sounds like what we do
Google to me.
Sounds like AI, Google, and all of that, because that's what
exactly.
We are querying, however that word is.
Searching the net.
That's what we're doing. That's what exactly that we're doing. Querying large data. Yes. Okay, after receiving her doctorate, she taught at both Tennessee State University and the University of Mississippi in Oxford. And at the latter, she was among the first African Americans to hold a position in engineering or computer science. In 1990, she became a full tenured professor at Tennessee State in the computer science department, directing Project MISET, MISET, Minorities in Science, Engineering, and Technology.
Fantastic.
She has published articles and given talks on database function, as well as network and human-computer interfacing for increasing the participation of communities of color in science, engineering, and technology, among other subjects.
Go, girl. I love it.
Yes. Okay, that was good. So tech making history. March 22nd, 1993, the first Pentiums shipped Intel. The first Pentium shipped. Intel shipped the first Pentium processors debuting 60 and 66 megahertz versions and making a major jump from the 800486 line. This matters because as a branding moment, because Intel moved from numbered processor names to a trademark product name that became one of the most recognized brands in computing. I remember commercials that say Intel inside and Pentium processor. Yeah.
Yes.
March 23, 2001, Mir falls from the sky. The Russian space station Mir burned up in Earth's atmosphere after 15 years in orbit. Its end closed a major chapter in long-duration human spaceflight and marked the retirement of one of the most important orbital platforms of its era. And they want to put 88,000 others.
88,000 of them puppies up there.
Okay. This was actual space station. Okay, March 24th, 2001, Mac OS X is born. Apple released OS X, the first public version of OS X. This was one of Apple's most important software transitions because it laid the foundation for modern Mac operating system family, for the modern Mac's operating system family that followed. March 25th, 1996, Twister becomes the first feature film released on DVD in the U.S. The movie Twister became the first feature film released in the U.S. on DVD. That made it an early consumer tech milestone because it marked DVD's move into mainstream home entertainment.
Better known as Netflix. Go ahead.
March 26, 1976, the first personal computer convention. The first annual World Altair Computer Convention drew hundreds of attendees from across the United States and beyond. It showed how quickly personal computing was growing from a hobbyist interest into a recognizable industry movement. March 27th, 1884, the first long-distance phone call. Alexander Graham Bell made the first truly long-distance telephone call from Boston to New York using copper wire. The success of that call helped to prove the future of long-distance telephone service.
Wow.
Okay, so they are looking at, let me just read it. March 24, 2006, ARM unveils a new AI chip for agentic workloads. Reuters reported that ARM introduced a new data center AI chip aimed at agentic workloads with Meta as a lead partner and customers including OpenAI, Cloudflare, SAP, and SK Telethon. For small business owners, the practical takeaway is simple. The tools people use on the surface keep improving because the hardware underneath them is becoming more specialized for AI.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see. So let's talk about some tech making history this week. March 24th, 2026, OpenAI discontinues Sora.
I'm so sorry to see that go.
What?
I really love it. I love it.
So Reuters reported that OpenAI dropped Sora, its AI video tool, as a part of a broader move toward more profitable areas such as coding tools and enterprise offerings. This is a meaningful item because Sora was one of the most talked about AI creative products, and its shutdown shows how quickly priorities can change in the AI market.
I wonder if someone else will pick that up because I would have paid for that.
Right. And then, so
maybe they drop it in the ChatGPT. Who knows?
Could be. So it says here, that Sora had become one of the most visible AI creative tools for the public. Its shutdown shows that even high-profile AI products can disappear quickly when companies refocus on profitability, infrastructure, and larger strategic goals.
Mhm.
And that is your week in tech history.
Okay. Well, Fran, I told you I'm going to have to run, but I want to start this conversation, which will probably, I hope it won't take you down a rabbit hole. But the other day, let's see if I can pull this up. Let's go in here, and I want to see what's going on over here. And I want to just show this, I guess. Can you see this short loading?
Yes. Okay. You had to go there.
Yeah. Now you see the First Lady.
The unexpected special guest here with First Lady Melania Trump is Figure 3, an American-made humanoid robot invited to a prime speaking slot at the First Lady's Fostering the Future Together Summit on AI education and safety for children.
Thank you, First Lady Melania Trump, for inviting me to the White House.
The future of AI is personified. It will be formed in the shape of humans.
First spouses from across the globe were in the audience for Figure 3's robotic speech, and they were largely silent, appearing stunned by its presence, snapping pics, and just taking in the scene.
Very soon, artificial intelligence will move from our mobile phones to humanoids that deliver utility.
The First Lady encouraged her guests to imagine a humanoid educator named Plato who could teach classical studies, and said that robots would eventually give children more time for extracurricular activities. This robot's successful, if stiff, cameo marked a major improvement from a recent incident at a Moscow tech summit when a Russian-made robot stumbled and fell on stage. The American-made Figure 3 just underscores the speed with which AI is evolving.
Figure 3, thank you for joining me at day 2 of Fostering the Future Together.
Okay, so let's stop sharing that. I wanted to show this because there has been a real uproar about the idea of having robots actually teaching classes, and she was encouraging individuals to use these robots for homeschooling. Now, the question is, this particular robot didn't have any human direction. It was self-directed. So now who is operating the robot?
Okay.
Who's controlling and checking the information?
Okay, so here's the thing. It can't be self-directed. Somebody had to program it.
Program it in the first place.
Right. So it's not self-directed. It is programmed, and it might be what we talked about earlier. I don't know if it was yesterday, but we were talking about it can get information, and information it goes out and looks for the information that's out there, right? So it's going to learn from that information that's out there, but it did not come up with that on its own.
And we're hoping that the information will be credible and fact-checked. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
because you learn from what's out there.
Right. So the information that's out there right now, so ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, all of them are citing sources. So the robot can go and get the information from the sources. It's really like going to the encyclopedia on the wall. Oh, we're going to talk about eagles today. And so it's getting the information.
It's all about how it's going to be used.
Exactly. And how it will show up in lieu of having the actual robot in the class, because we know what happened at the restaurant.
Yeah.
So instead of having a robot up in the classroom, you can have a teacher, like we're sitting here on StreamYard, you can have an actual physical teacher. Hey, kids, today we're going to learn about what is the.
I remember I talked about this during COVID, to have a master teacher and the lessons directed and facilitated by teachers in classrooms across the country. They're there to make sure that the kid keeps up with it, but the person who has the talent, who is outstanding and is able to convey information, has an opportunity to be that master teacher.
Right.
But this whole thing with do I trust Melania with my child's education? Does she know anything about robots?
So here's the thing. She is just the face.
Yes.
She is the face. She is not nothing to do with it. She don't know where the button is to turn it on.
Nothing. Okay.
This is a good idea. It's just that, like you said, the next administration is going to run with this, because what it is you got to realize that there's a teacher shortage
that's
going
true.
on, and then they're making the classes bigger. Some of the classes, like in special education, they need more than one teacher. They don't have enough teachers. So you can have, like Terralina said, like a master teacher or a main teacher, and then you could have several robots that go around and they monitor what the children are doing while the teacher is in control of the whole class.
Exactly. And it
human
helps.
Teacher.
That human teacher can also be in the classroom to facilitate.
Yeah.
Because if the robot goes rogue, there is
like the restaurant,
human being in the room who knows how to
the teacher's there. You can even have, like, you don't even have to give that job to the teacher. You can make other jobs where there's somebody there from the tech world who would be the monitor of the, because remember, they're robots, but they're still digital devices. So you could have, say, somebody who's in charge of digital devices for all the classrooms, and they have monitors that sit in the class, and their job is to monitor the
traffic controller, huh?
Yeah, they monitor the tech in case something goes down, because they're still machines and they're children, they're minor children. So here's another place where technology is making jobs. Everybody's screaming about AI taking my job. It's taking redundant jobs, but it's going to make other jobs. We talk about that all the time, Brandon and I, on Tuesday, about the buggy,
your job easier,
the horse and whip people that they, when you had the buggy, you had the whips, and you stopped making the whips, but now you make something else because it moved from horses and buggies to cars. See how when we made that move, we had to make roads for the cars. We had to make highways for the cars. That's jobs that didn't exist before. So that's how you have to look at it. I don't know why people are screaming about the AI taking my job. Yes, it will.
Well, the deal is too that the teachers unions have established these academies with partners like OpenAI and different tech groups to teach the teachers how to utilize AI so that it can help them do their job better, easier, and personalize it. Because, as you know, every child is different and learns at a different pace. And these tools, if they learn how to use them, can help them keep up with it.
Right. And see, there's more room. There's more room for, like you say, personalization of specialized training for each individual child. They cannot do that now. A teacher in a classroom today can't do that because they got 30, 40 kids. They have to make a master lesson plan for every kid, even though they know Johnny does this, Sally does that, blah, 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 blah. This one is slow, that one's faster. She can't adjust for that. It's like, I have to adjust for this. And
they mainstreamed children with disabilities. So now she's got an additional task while trying to personalize all of this. Now she's got to figure out how to make it accessible, how to make it.
But see, that's why they have, with those kind of classes, they have more than one teacher. They have 2 or 3. One is a special ed teacher, one is a regular teacher, one is a whatever. So, but if you have the robot, you can train it to do that. Some of the job, but the teacher is still there. The human part is still there. That's what people get scared about. Yeah.
And So they are test driving some of these tools in these academies. Fran, you know how we use Gamma? We just make those slides. One of the geometry teachers said, "Look, it'll take me like 15, 20 hours to put the slide deck together, which I do in 2-3 minutes now."
Right.
Think about that. That's more time for the teacher to have time for their own family, for their own, life, and to come in fresh in the morning, not be haven't been up all night trying to figure out how to do a presentation.
I said this is a good. I love the idea. It's just that Melania is the face, like you say, and that is turning people off. I'm like, okay, we gonna get us a new face in a few. Just hold on, but it's still a good idea.
It's a great idea.
And then we just like we talked about last week, make sure there's a kill switch.
Yes. That's all. When I started thinking about the robot in the restaurant, loved the idea, was entertaining, but they gotta the lady figuring out the app, and she trying to one hand with the app when she got voice command, but that's another story.
And later, the thing is too, the human violated the parameter. The robot was not supposed to be that close to the customers. The customer asked to have the robot come closer, and they moved it with, you know what I'm saying?
So that's why they have rules.
So they violated the rules and want to know why south.
And want to know why the robot went off. Okay.
You can't get mad at the robot. The robot is roboting.
The robot is doing what it was. Thank you. What you programmed it to do, and now you're mad at it. Now, here's something I was thinking about too to help people understand. There are at least 4 different types of AI. So, and a lot of people just mix them all up in a soup together, and it's not the same. There is the predictive AI, which is our traditional stuff where there's a calculator, what is that, Texas Instrument, and calculations and the chess people playing against the humans, whatever. So that's predictive AI. Then there's conversational AI, which is where you talk to your device. Hey, what's the weather? Hey, and get, tell me how to create a, da-da-da-da-da. Then there's generative AI, which is what we are using now. Generative AI just popped up on the scene. It'll help you create images. It'll help you do reports, and it'll help you create and generate things, right? And then there is, I call it robotic AI, but it's not necessarily robotics. It's device AI.
Right.
The robot is a device. Your car is a device. When the car starts driving and going to pick
your
you
iPad,
up,
all that. Yeah.
That is a device AI. So there are 4 different types, and people get all bent out of shape. Oh my God, the robots are taking over. Stop.
And the robots, we've been using those for years. How do you think your car gets made?
Well, what about cruise control? How long has cruise control been in existence?
The robots been doing things, and they have what they call overseers or managers or whatever. That their job oversight is to watch the robot and make sure it's performing according to scientific calculations. That's why there's always the human is going to be there. Instead of needing 1,000 people to make a car, you need 5 humans, and the rest is robots that
and you need to train those other people.
Mathematics. It's all math and science.
And then you need to train those people how to fix the robots.
That's their job. Was it last year? There was a big thing about a fact. This from South Korea. There were workers from South Korea that came over to Georgia.
Yes,
and ICE arrested them all. Well, the workers were here for that. What we're talking about, they were building a new factory for one of the car manufacturers, and they had to come over and train the robots and train the people that were looking at the robots. But they, ICE took them away, and South Korea went, well, we're not going to invest in this anymore. So
exactly,
it's just the dumbest things come out of not knowing about, like Fran says, AI and robots and devices. And the other side of that is the fear of, oh my God, they're thinking they're going to take us away. They're going to take this something
Well,
bad is coming. You just
well, the
gotta
thing that
wait.
she said it would do, Plato, as she called it, we could already find on the internet. So, it's not like it's doing new information. It's just in a different form factor. You know what I'm
And
saying?
and
It
right.
just,
And so
your computer just walks in the room instead of sitting on your desk. It's just,
right.
Like Fran
And
said, it's a set of encyclopedias, but instead of when I was in school, I had to walk over AZ and pick it and read it and find. AI does that I don't have to do that. It does
exactly.
that. I ask and it goes and gets the information with the sources and I can double check.
There you
right.
go. So that's what I wanted to share with you. That there is a real uproar about this, and especially
Yeah.
amongst the teachers union and different things. But the teachers union is actually collaborating with the OpenAI and
Once
tech
they,
guys to train teachers.
yeah, once
So
they
Right.
figure out the whole logistics of everything, the teachers and the teachers union are going to see this is going to help them, like you said, free up time for them to maybe leave early or to not work so hard and not be
or
so
to grade
frustrated for
papers.
yes,
You
great and pay.
go
It's going to
home.
free up their time. They don't
Yeah,
see it now, but they will see it.
you go home to grade papers. You can't spend time with your children. It's like what's
Or
so
any of the
I
other things
agree
that
with
you
you,
need to
TJ.
do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with you that
Yeah,
this
like
is
I
going
said,
to
it's
be
unfortunate she's the
a
face of it,
blessing.
but
Yeah, I think
And
that was
and
where the pushback came.
yeah.
right. And I got the feeling she may not have wanted to be the face, but
She
because
doesn't
she
want to
looked
be the
like
face of anything.
She ended up like she wanted to be a part of it.
no, and then she was. You notice when she was walking down the hall with it, she was like, "You be over there. I'm gonna stay right here." I was like,
Yeah, so
No, I mean, it's not like she
mm-mm.
is a mass academic. Okay, it's not like we're
"No,
dealing with
It is
a
what it
Hillary
is.
with a law degree and having gone to several
The
universities.
people that know the real, then
Mhm.
okay, yeah, moving along.
Yeah,
yeah, because
Like
she
I said, when she's not the face of it, it's gonna be we
and
want this,
I agree with you, Terry. I think we will embrace it
yeah, when
because
she's not the face
we'll
of it.
be able to trust the messenger.
Yeah.
right,
A lot of stuff is,
It's
PR
not.
and marketing and the face
Mhm.
of and how it looks,
It's
even though the
about
back
trust.
end is something
Yeah,
that's good. So education is
exactly.
always great. You know,
Exactly. So,
always,
guys, I
always.
have to run, but I wanted to leave that thought with you. And I hope that you will enjoy, um, not necessarily, the messenger, but the content.
well, yeah. I think it is.
Enjoy the message and not the messenger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spit out
And
the
for a
bone.
lot of stuff, we need to do that,
Mhm.
because there are other companies that, made some interesting choices, but I'm like, I am not switching all my stuff over. I'm sorry. And
Ooh,
when I,
yes.
and
Hey,
I was like, I
everybody.
cannot be on it. I tried the other company before and I was like,
Mhm.
nope.
That's what I said. If they're happy with it, good. I see a lot of talk now about dashboards. I gotta look at about
Yes.
what you're talking about. Something about
Okay.
dashboards. I was like, let me see.
All
I am
righty.
not moving all that furniture after they done built the house. And
Yeah,
now
I'm
I
like,
gotta move.
there's talk about Claude making dashboards. I was like, well, why do I need that? But another thing that people are going on about, oh, it's so wonderful. I'm like, yeah, it's all
Okay,
right.
yeah.
It's okay.
And a lot of, what I'm finding out is the stuff that the people are complaining about are not the stuff for everyday people. It's
Right.
for the developers and the coders and stuff. And I was like, I'm not on that boat with y'all. I'm one of the everyday, let me get in there.
Enjoy.
Y'all go ahead and do that. You can do Codex and Claude Code. I'm like, I ain't trying to code nothing.
Okay. Enjoy. I like where I am.
I like where I'm at and where I can create using my voice and using some basic commands. I'm cool.
I'm good too. I'm happy. Let them do what they're gonna do.
I was like, okay, y'all go right ahead. because if because you can jump ship at every opportunity, right?
You can, people can do what they like. I mean, and the whole thing about it being a political thing is like, I read a story today, something about Anthropic is doing something with the government, with the military. So I'm like, you're not, if that was your thing about jumping because of the political thing, they're all the same. There's not different. There's not anything different. I mean,
I read something that all of the AI is on, okay, there is a infrastructure that's down on the bottom. And every one of the AIs
is on top of it.
Right. And they're all using one another's stuff. So I was like, okay, and just like you said, at one point, it'll be like electricity. You will not be able to tell where it's coming from.
You won't even notice it. Like I said, electricity and water, you only notice it when it's not there. Other than that, you are certain that, the water's over there. I have to go keep checking it and say, well, what kind of water is coming out of here? Or where's my electricity coming from? Con Ed or this or that. It's electricity, people. So we're not there yet, but I just sit back and enjoy the conversations online about, this brand of tissue is better than that tissue. Is all paper. And when I want to blow my nose,
I'm getting the paper that's closest to me.
I'm not, this isn't Puffs. Don't do that. But we're there. So what we're going to get out of it, fortunately. Yeah. So it's just going to be, and I'm glad it is, it's going to be focused on what we can accomplish. Like the school with the role and the teaching and the schools and everything like that. I'm like, you got to see the benefit. When you see the benefit, then they'll be like, we want. And it won't be called AI. It'll just be, it's instead of 10 steps to do X, we do 1 or 2. Who doesn't want it?
Seriously. I was working on something on a project and it said you can do the I said, you do it.
Yes, you do it.
You do that.
And see, we're used to using our brain to walk over and open the fridge and something and do this and that and calculate the number and calculate. We got devices to do that. So it's just a process now, getting people to think differently about how to approach the AI and how to use the tool, because it's a tool.
I think of it like a calculator. Pick up the calculator. Stop doing math in your head and use the calculator.
We used to have to buy a calculator. Now it's like, who buys? I mean, unless you need it, there's certain classes that, the kids need it for. But I'm like, the calculator is Alexa or your phone or your this or your that.
It is whatever your AI of choice is. You can literally say, calculate the by
because I'm like, the multiplication table's in my head, but I'm like, sometimes I was like, you know what? I don't have to sit here and figure out da 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 da. I just say to the air, hey, da 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 da, and it gives me the answer. Who doesn't like that? I love it.
Now, I do real estate, right? I get comps for a property that's not even in my state. Wow. I give it the address. I said, I need to give me the comps for whatever address in Memphis, Tennessee. It's a vacant land and it's give me what's happening over there. I don't have to fly to Memphis. I don't have to call an agent in Memphis. I sent my digital assistant and they went and pulled it all up and brought it all back and gave me the sources where they pulled the information from.
Because it's all, if it's publicly available on the internet, not behind a paywall or private, whatever, your AI can pull it up. And a lot of people are like, it shouldn't do this and it shouldn't do that. But it's like, okay, when we used to have the yellow pages, how did you get the information out? You had to open it up, flip through AZ, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. That's what the AI is doing. It's going to the public information, going and saying, hey, I need to find XYZ, da 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 da. Here it is. They clip it, copy it, put it back, and here's the link. It's the same thing. So I don't, I sit back and look and I'm like, a lot of this is fear, but you're not gonna stop the train, because I always remember Remember when ChatGPT came out 2022 and they wrote that letter, oh, we need to stop AI. I laughed because I was like,
AI was already out
stop.
prior to that. AI
It's
was out
been
prior.
going. You're just aware of it. That's all. And you're afraid of the speed and train. You want Superman to come and stop the speed of the train.
And they didn't want, I got the feeling that they didn't want it out to the public. They didn't want us having it.
That could be it. That could be
They
it.
didn't want us having it. They didn't care about.
That could be it too. But you know, if it's like, you know, we're gonna gatekeep electricity. No, you're not.
No.
We're gonna gatekeep plumbing, water, because remember there's a time when water did not come into people's homes. So you gonna gatekeep that? We're gonna stop it from happening? No. So I just, you know, it's just funny to me because I look at history. If you look at history, you know what's gonna happen.
Yep.
So learn the tool, learn it.
Yeah. It'll be commoditized for everybody.
Yeah. So I mean, it sounds a little scary to people, but well, that might be a signal for, like, with the teachers. If you don't want to learn the AI or integrate it, and you're close to retirement, you might want to retire. That's your right. You don't have to put up with it if you don't want, but then that frees it up for a younger person to come in with useful ideas of how to integrate this in with the kids.
Like the 16, there's a 16-year-old girl who figured out how she made some earrings that had a camera or something, so that if somebody, because she was in Africa, I think she's in Africa, she had the earrings so that, you know, if somebody you know, did something out of the ordinary, it was recording what was happening.
Wow.
Because you know, because there's a lot of trafficking and what have you. So now stuff is being recorded, and they were just earrings.
There you go. Innovation. It has to happen. So there you go.
All right. Social media news and
okay. All right. So social media news and update for this week. We're going to start with Snapchat. Snapchat has something called new AI clips lens format. A new lens format turns photos into 5-second videos. So they have enabled AR developers to create their own artificial intelligence-based image to video effect. And it's in Lens Studio. So Lens Studio users are now able to integrate 5-second AI generated clips into their lenses based on user uploaded photos and developer defined prompts. So it just lets creators design and publish AI and AR, which is augmented reality.
Yes.
Which was the remember Pokemon, and you went around with your phone and pointed your phone at stuff, and the Pokemon would pop up. That kind of thing. And AI effects called lenses, and they use an AI powered lens format that transforms a single photo into a 5-second video. It's designed as a closed prompt experience where lens creators design the lens and users can tap into it to generate a video from their own photos. For example, a lens creator could design a lens that allows users to generate a video of themselves walking down a red carpet using their own photo. So it's like, okay, here's a picture of you at the Oscars, but you can be at the Oscars as yourself because you use a photo of yourself, and then, you know, you could the dress and the this and that, and it's like you're at the Oscars, but you're not really there with AR and AI.
Okay.
And this is what a prompt. Snapchat says both experienced and new developers can use the new lens format to turn a single prompt into a published lens in minutes without the need for external tools. AI clips are available to Snapchat users who are subscribed to the platform Lens Plus offering, which costs $8.99 per month. Lens Plus users gives users access to exclusive lenses and AR experiences, along with the features available as part of the standard Snapchat Plus subscription. So you get this when you go into this subscription part of Snapchat. And here's a quote from Snapchat. For the first time, developers can build and publish photo to video AI directly to Snapchat from the Gen AI suite in Lens Studio. There's currently nothing else on the market that combines closed prompt AI video generation with direct photo input, real distribution, and monetization. Lens creators enrolled in Lens Plus Payouts, which is Snapchat's monetization program that allows developers to earn money from their lenses, can earn revenue from the AI clips they create. So this Lens Plus is really for people who know how to make lenses, or they made them before. And a lens is, if you're not using Snapchat, a lens is when a user opens Snapchat and they have all, you've seen Snapchat with the little butterflies and the little, they put
Dog
everything on,
face.
and the dog faces and the this and the Halloween for Halloween. They do Halloween masks for Valentine's. They do. So the creator does that, and then they put it in Snapchat, and it's available to users when they swipe through the camera. So, but this will make video clips of the person, putting them in certain situations based on text prompts. So it's behind that Lens Studio where people can make it. So it'll be available to people who use Snapchat. And when you use it, because you're paying for it, they get the developer gets monetization, or they get money from creating the lens, which is a good way to, it facilitates new lenses, new content on the user end, and then Snapchat is happy because the more people are on an app using it, the better. That's how they make the money. So Snapchat is still doing their little thing because people were Snapchat, nobody uses it. I'm like, okay, remember 13 to 24, not
Right.
that group. You're not really in the Snapchat world, but it's doing
And
something.
and the thing about Snapchat is somebody is going to be 13 to 24 all the time.
All the time.
Mm.
And see, the thing about that is the youngest group, say, how long Snapchat's been out? Maybe 10 years. I'm not sure. But however long Snapchat has been out, those people were 13 to 24, and now they're older, but they don't abandon Snapchat. They stay in it. So see,
And
that's
they,
how the younger group, older. They don't really abandon it because they like it. They don't go, well, I'm 25, let me move to something. No, they might use Shorts or they might use Instagram, but if they're a Snapchat user, because their friends are on it, their group is on it, this group chat, this personal, private thing chatting that's happening, they're not going to abandon it. So that's why it's always, that's the core group. Now, another part of the Snapchat, connected to Snapchat is Snapchatters have created almost 2 million snaps last year in 2025. So that's a lot of snaps. So Snapchat says every day, millions of people come to Snapchat to connect with friends and family in ways that feel real, spontaneous, and personal. In 2025, that connection happened at an incredible scale. Snapchatters created nearly 2 trillion snaps. So Snapchat says this equals to 38.5 billion snaps per week, 5.5 billion snaps per day, and 3.8 million snaps per minute. Now, does that sound like a dead app? No.
That app has been in existence since 2011.
Okay, 2011. There you go. So more than 10 years. And if you started on when you were 13 and you're now, when you're 25, 26, your friends are there. You're used to it. You're not leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So you want a captured audience. You want a community, and I'm saying a Snapchat. You want a captured audience. You want a community that likes your platform. You want them as young as possible. 13 is the age, but some of them have been, we talked about that. They've been cheating the system by putting cousin Billy older. He's older, so I'm going to use his birthday and getting in and all of that stuff. So you got a captured audience. They're happy. They make them happy. They're making content. And here comes the advertisers. That's what you want. And then you keep putting in more tools. That's what this lens, AI clip lens. You keep innovating the tools within the platform to make the user happy, to make your core. I always say you still come who you dance with, who you come to the dance with, who'd you come to the party with. Stick with them. Don't abandon your core audience. Because if you keep them happy, they're going to be happy, and they're going to talk about, hey, over on Snap, somebody gonna say, hey, where did you get that lens, or where did you get that thing that you took the picture in? Well, that's on Snapchat, huh? Then they show them Snapchat, and here's somebody else coming to the party that didn't know about the party over on Snapchat.
Yep.
Because of the things they do. So that's kind of basically simply how it works. So Snapchat is still rolling. It's still doing this thing. Also, I remember I told you that it's there's a Snap. What is the other side of it? Snapchat, the private part, and you can have a public profile. It's called Spotlight. So you can also do that. And there's some web-based Snapchat tools. Like, you don't have to use the app. Like, you don't want to download the app. You have to download the app to set up an account. But once you do that, you can go to Snapchat. Let me see. Hold on. They have you can do everything through the browser, because I've looked at it and go, hey, I can put up Spotlight clips or stories or whatever. Hold on real quick. Let me see. Is it web Snapchat? Let me see. Snapchat. Snapchat web. I'm seeing if it was in my. Yes. Hold on. I'm seeing if it's in my history. Just go to snapchat.com and log in.
Oh, okay.
That's it. And you can use it. So there's Story, Spotlight, Chat, Lenses, Snapchat Plus. And a lot of people don't know that you can get Snapchat on the web. Just like with TikTok, you can, TikTok, you get it on the app, but it's also a website. You can log into your account and do the things that you need to do on TikTok. Same thing. But I don't think a lot of people know that. I knew it, but I forgot. And then also I did something with Snapchat, and then now I'm getting little pop-up messages from my message app. It says, hey, Snapchat says, hey, your friends, or something it did popped up. I was like, what?
Isn't that's like Foursquare, when Foursquare used to tell you what your friends was doing and where they were.
Yeah, it popped up as my messages on my computer, and I was like, well, I must have done it. I did it. I confess I forgot. But it popped up and said, hey, Snapchat made or something, or I deleted it. I should have kept it. But it was just a reminder that, hey, I've done things on Snapchat, and I can use the web version of Snapchat. And I don't have to, I'm not stuck with the app on my phone. Not that you're stuck, but
right. You have options.
Yes, you have options. And I was trying to see where, I don't know. I deleted it because I was like, wait a minute. But it sent me messages. It sent me text messages about some of my friends were doing something. I was like, okay. Snapchat, like, hey, we over here. So it's still rolling. Let's take a look at Meta. Meta has done some things this week. So let's get the legal news out of the way. So the big story this week was that a jury has found finds that Meta and YouTube guilty of causing social media addiction. And this is a big story. It's a big story. It's a landmark case. Was a social media addiction trial in California. And so the jury found both Meta and YouTube liable in a first of its kind lawsuit that aims to hold social media platforms responsible for harm to children using their services. So what happened was there was a plaintiff, the 20-year-old woman, that she said that her early use of social media addicted her to the technology and exacerbated her mental health struggles. She began using YouTube as age 6 and Instagram at age 9, and told the jury she was on social media all day long as a child. Now I put that's from the article. I forgot where this is. But if you Google it, you'll find a lot of stories about it. But I put that in for, I'm going to come back to that. But this is what she said, that she started at 6 on YouTube, Instagram at 9. Okay, so Meta and YouTube were the two remaining defendants in the case after TikTok and Snap each settled before the trial began. So it was suing Meta, YouTube, TikTok, and Snap. But TikTok and Snap settled before they went to trial. Meta and YouTube said, let's go to trial. And in the article I read, I think this is on one, I think it was on PBS or NPR, one of those. You'll get the whole details. But what is special about this trial is that she did not have to prove social media caused her struggles, only that it was a factor, a substantial factor in causing her harm. That means there are other factors, and this is one that as soon as I read this and I heard about she being on YouTube at 9, I was like, well, that's a parental.
She was on at 6.
YouTube at 6. Even though YouTube has a kids YouTube, she was on the regular YouTube, which what do we say? All of the platforms is 13, right?
Right. So what is she doing on at 6?
So okay, that's why I read that and I was like, that's got to go in the story. So they're saying that the platform is one of the contributing factors, a substantial factor. Another substantial factor would be her parents. Where were her parents?
Did they mention that in the story?
Like I said, I didn't really pay attention to this until I read the article, but I would like to know, where were her parents? You have to be 13 to be or to have an account. So either she had an account and she's 6. I don't think she could do that. Somebody did it. Was it a cousin? Was it an older person? Was it a parent?
The parent, okay. Somebody sat her down in front of that YouTube so that she could be quiet.
Yes.
And play.
Yes.
And, okay.
Yes. Exactly. So the finding of the trial is that Meta and YouTube is liable as a contributing substantial factor. There are other factors. The biggest one is the parents. The biggest one. Okay. I'm sorry that she has these struggles and mental health. That's not the point of this trial. It's like, who's at fault?
And I'm like, so you have a television. You don't have to let the kid watch the TV.
Do they watch? You let them watch scary movies? Do you let them watch rated R movies? Do you let them watch this and that and that and that? No, but it's okay. Like you said, a 6-year-old to plop them in front of the iPad or the phone or whatever because you don't want to be bothered. And I'm sorry, that's happening a lot. But you're a parent, and I thought of this. I said, hello, would you give your 6-year-old a car and say, hey, go sit in the car?
Get behind the wheel.
She ain't gonna drive it. How many times have you heard the kids driving the car and the police stop the speeding car and they pull it over and there's a little kid in there? Lots of times. I'm pretty sure all the police can say
keys. Okay, because nowadays the keys don't have to necessarily be a physical key.
Right.
So you can just get in the car, push a button.
So as a parent, and matter of fact, I was watching a TV show this week or last week, and they said about she was rushing the kid into the ER because the kid got in a car and it was like a hot day, and they got, they overcame and they're trying to revive the child. Oh, I didn't think they got in the car because they asked her, why wasn't it locked? Oh, I didn't think it would. You're a parent. You have to go, my kid might get in an XYZ. This is why people baby-proof their house. This is why people have these rules of you don't know what a child is going to do. Okay? So that as a parent, that's why it's stressful. You have to go, what scenario might happen if I tell my kid to get in the car or let them get in the car or it's unlocked or whatever? A whole bunch of things. But see, people don't think about that and they want to go ahead and blame Meta and YouTube. Okay, yes, it's a contributing factor. It's not the factor because she has parents, right? Or if she doesn't have parents, does she have guardians? She's sick. Somebody's watching this kid. Somebody.
I want to know why. Okay, normally 6 years old, you watching Miss Rachel. You not watching.
Now, here's the thing. Now, a lot of parents do let their kids watch this was probably before the YouTube Kids. I'm not sure when YouTube Kids came along, but you were letting your kid watch Bluey or what are all these little kid things on YouTube? Because they're there. But you can't do that because that's like putting the kid here, get in the car. And once they watch Bluey, it goes to something else.
Now, and if the parent did not set up the YouTube account for it to stay in Kid World,
that's why there's so many things. That's why there's so many controls. That's why now Meta has all of this for minors for this because of this. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm saying they do, but the onus, the biggest responsibility belongs to the parent because you are the guardian of a minor child, no matter what they're doing.
Yep.
Okay. So the whole I've heard talk online about Meta this. I was like, wait a minute. She's when I read this, I was like, she was 6 on YouTube, 9 on Instagram, but you're supposed to be 13. So I see why Meta and Google went to court with this because they're like, we have strict rules of you must be 13. And even if you're 13 to 18, there's other rules. You don't get the full experience unless you're over 18. And then they go, hey, here's everything. You're an adult. You should decide what you're going to look at. Because if you want Meta and YouTube and Google and all of them to censor you, the adults are going to go, that censorship don't censor me. I'm an adult. And it's not even social media. This goes in, say, for like gambling. I saw something, an ad or something for a game about gambling, and it's like they had a whole disclaimer at the bottom and teeny tiny print about, gambling and how it's addictive and how you should this and that. If you have trouble, call this number, but it's in teeny tiny print because that is a legal responsibility, or they're safeguarding their legal issues, but it's gambling.
Right. And they are pushing, the bookie done came out from behind the back in the corner in the dark. And he's standing up front and center with a sign talking about, hey, come on over here.
Come on over. And you can't, as an adult, you can't say, well, you coerced me. No, you're an adult. Plus, we have a disclaimer saying that gambling is addictive.
But when it's online and it is out there where other people 13 and under can go, they said if I paid $5, they'll give me $300, and they go in there.
And that's why they have a gatekeep of the age. Just like with alcohol websites, before you see anything on an alcoholic wine or spirits, or they're talking about alcohol. How old are you? They put that gate up right away. How old are you? You must be age 21 to get in here, or whatever it is to get in here. And you got to put your age in. And if you put a fake age in, that lets you in. But once you get over that door and something happens and then you try to sue, they're going to be like, well, you put this date in.
That's it. You said that you were this. Yeah.
So an underage child, and then the parents go, we're suing. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because that's why we have the age. So that's a part of this. So let's talk a little bit more about it. So why this case is big news is because this sets a legal precedent going forward. It sets a legal precedent that this could bring up more lawsuits, and it will, filed against social media companies. It's going to change the algorithm. It's going to change how we as an adult, how we interact with these apps. They have to change it because of this lawsuit.
Because of one person misusing the system.
All you need is one. That's why they're calling this a landmark case, because every case that comes after this uses this one case as a precedent. And it's not just social media. This happens in legal world all the time. They need a landmark case. That's why they call it that, because every other lawsuit going forward builds and references that one. So this happened with tobacco. This happened with pharmaceuticals. It happened. So now social media has gotten that. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be horrible. And the thing is that whatever I'm not sure the money that was awarded. I think I heard 3 million, or I'm not sure the number. Meta has that. Meta will make that up in less than a day. YouTube will make that up in an hour, whatever they had to pay. So it's not about we're making them pay. It's about the legal precedent going forward of now Meta has to decide how they want to go forward as a platform for adults and for children. But they're already doing that. YouTube has to do the same thing. And YouTube in the case said that they're not social media platform. Oh, did I put that in there? I thought that was interesting.
Because they're not.
I don't think it right. But they included it because they and I was listening to a podcast today talking about it. It's because that YouTube has comments. Something about YouTube and comments is why they included this as social media, which it really is not. It's a video platform. But because YouTube allows comments, that's what they were saying about.
So because the young lady did not like the comments that were perhaps directed towards her.
Well, she's not talking about comments. I was just saying that's what the people were saying. Why YouTube is considered YouTube.
I'm trying to put this in a.
She's saying it contributed because she was on the social media platforms contributed to her mental health struggles as an adult. Now, here's a little bit more. So they're saying that it was because of the social media features of infinite scroll, algorithmic recommendations, and there was a couple other things, all the addictive things that they know that's in it. That's why I brought up the gambling, because gambling still exists. Online gambling exists. But there is disclaimers about, and it said, I remember reading it was this little tiny print, and it said gambling is addictive. That was the first thing that it said. You must be da 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 da. If you feel like you're having trouble, da 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 da, here's the number for the gambling number. Like, and they do it with when you have mental health issues or whatever, about the suicide hotline. They do the same thing. It's there. It's a disclaimer. So, but she's saying that they're at fault because of the addictive nature of the platform. But I'm saying you're underage. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. That would have mitigated everything. Why are you there as a 6-year-old? The parents. Why aren't they being held liable? Because we don't really hold parents liable yet. But it's starting to change because of the what was the school shooting in Georgia, and they arrested the father because it was a minor child, and they arrested the father, and they just convicted the father, even though the father did not go to the school and shoot the people and everything that happened. The father's going to jail. Why? Because they bought the guns for the minor child. They didn't. I'm not sure the details, but it was about parental guidance.
Parental responsibility.
Yes. You're responsible for that child when it leaves the house. If they're under 18 and they go do something, if they wreck the car, what happens?
You are paying for it, and your insurance goes up.
You allowed the child to drive, but I don't. So a lot of this of parents washing their hands, and a lot of parents aren't like that. The responsible ones like, let me consider everything because my minor child might do X, Y, Z. But now it's pretty much like, okay, you better watch out, because if I was Meta, I would sue the parents if they really wanted to do that.
Right, because I'm thinking you let your child come up in here, and how did a 6-year-old get on Facebook?
So she's been
or
on.
Instagram?
So she's 20 something. What is she now? 23.
So
20.
all
20.
So y'all let that stir and marinate for a minute for her to come in and sue. Somebody helped her with this lawsuit.
Right. So that's what's going on. And so, let me see. So the defendant was awarded $3 million in compensatory damages. The jury awarded additional $3 million in punitive damages. Meta will pay $4.2 million of that amount, with YouTube to pay $1.8 million. YouTube makes that in 2 seconds. 1.8 million. They probably made it like since we've been talking. They make 1.8 million every second or more. So it wasn't about the money. It's about now it's a legal precedent. It's in the books as a landmark case. YouTube now goes back and goes, we need to fix our algorithm because of this. But also remember, YouTube has a kids platform. That's why they did it. So they could say, don't come to us and say you did, YouTube did this to my child. No, we got a YouTube Kids.
And that is probably why we have a YouTube Kids, is because she was 6 when this happened. And so they started, I remember when they said, is this made for kids? And I'm like,
yes.
Oh, I got to answer
yes,
that question.
You have to. Yeah, what and it's been like maybe five years or so that they've been asking you to. You have to identify: is this content made for children? Because they have that. They saw it's coming, but I believe because this happened before all that, she was 6, now she's 20. Maybe that's why this is coming through. And then remember, Snapchat and TikTok settled out of court. Probably less than this, but still, it doesn't hurt their bottom line if people thinking this is going to put Meta out of business. Meta makes $1 million every second or more. I would say more than that.
And so, but it is always interesting to me in the article, the parents never come to light. Who gave her the phone? Who gave her the iPad? Who gave her the access to all of this? Does she have a job?
Is she a 6-year-old have a job where she paid for all of that? No, you did it. And like you said in the beginning, they sat her down in front of it. Oh, here. And how about a book? I read my daughter books.
Now, depending on what book you give them, and they go around and do something stupid with the, because of the type of book you give them, you will be responsible for that too.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Your parental guidance. You must say, this book, is it going to make, you have to think 10 steps ahead of a child because they're going to do something. I didn't know they were going to do that. I mean, it's not funny, and I feel sorry for this young woman, but still, I would sue the parents because we have a 13. You must be 13 to enter this door. How'd she get in the door? Oh, you guys. Okay, then we're suing you. If they wanted to,
they could. And I don't think they can be. I don't think they would do it, but
no, they're not going to do it. But
But somebody needs to set a precedence on the other side for some common sense. But okay.
Right. So this is a 6-week trial. And so it says Meta and others have intentionally designed addictive systems and ignored risks in order to maximize business opportunities. So what's going to happen is they're going to fix the algorithm. They're going to put, like I said, for gambling, they have that whole disclaimer. Well, they're going to have a disclaimer. This system can be addictive because of XYZ. Please call this number if you feel. And a lot of them are doing that. Like TikTok has a couple of things like you've been on too long. You need to take a break.
And it pops up when you think you should take a break right now. And
yes. But did it change the content? Did it stop the addictive? It doesn't stop it. It just puts up a disclaimer. And that's what I'm saying about with gambling, with the pharmaceutical. That's why we have all those commercials with the, about the drugs and this drug, and then they have like 5. It's a scrolling thing of this drug can cause blah 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 because they have to do that legally. That's all that's going to happen here. So there's this other contingent of social media is bad and we must stop it. Not going to stop it. You're just going to put up the pop up, the scrolling disclaimer. Are you feeling like you might self-harm? Call this number. But we're keeping this thing going.
Now, in Europe, they banned some stuff. UK, somebody else, they just like, if you
wasn't Australia?
Yeah, if you under 14, you ain't getting on.
Right. Now we're not going to do that.
How are they going?
We're not going to do that.
No, and how are they going to wrangle that?
They're not going to do that here. It's a good idea, but they're not going to do that here. It's not going to be done because America works on a different system of individuality and freedom of speech and free rights and this and that. And like I said, you're a parent. They're saying as a parent, you have a minor child under 18, you're at fault. It's you. You must do the gatekeeping. You must stop them. You must not give them the car, the this, the that. You lock up alcohol. But it's
Right.
like, here's the phone.
And that's why they tell you to lock up the guns.
Lock up the gun, you lock up the alcohol, you lock up the car, they have the things on cars, the SUVs where it's like a if there's a person under 3 feet or whatever, it has a boop 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 boop, like the thing that says because people were not sitting up high and not seeing children.
Right.
So this is what's happening. We're going to have that. So this is the outcome of this trial. So a lot of people are like, oh, they're finally getting social media. I'm like, not getting it. You're just gonna get a long old you're gonna have to, when you go to the platform, you're gonna have this scrolling thing like Star Wars. Remember Star Wars, beginning of Star Wars, they had that whole that's all you're gonna get now. So we're gonna get that. And you might get some pop-ups like TikTok and saying you've been on too long, or you this, or are you sure? It's going to ask you, you're turning down this path that has something addictive. Are you sure that you want to go to it? And as adults, we're like, yeah, we can handle that. Bloop. But we're going to get tired of hitting the yes, no. But that's what's coming.
Because that's the thing that pops up on every website you go to. Do you want cookies? And do you want to do the little cookie thing?
All
pops
the
up.
time.
You're like, oh my gosh.
All the time. Accept all, reject all. That is what's happening. But I see a contingent online of like, yeah, we're going to stop Meta. You're not stopping Meta.
No, Meta is contributing too much to the political. I mean, not to political.
There's so many
the monetary,
right?
The monetary GDP
of America.
No, you are not going to stop them.
So no. So, and I'm not saying that Meta is right or wrong, or what. I'm just saying that this is what's happening. This is what's going to happen. Same thing with the AI and the letter that we're going to stop AI. We're going No.
Nope.
All right. So another one on Meta. Meta turns the AI to make shopping easier on Instagram and Facebook. So they had a Shop Talk 2026 conference this week, which I meant to look at and I forgot to look it up. Shop Talk 2026. So Meta announced it will begin testing a new experience that allows consumers to see more product information and a summary of user reviews after they click on an ad or visit a website from Facebook and Instagram. So they're saying this feature is similar to Amazon's use of generative AI to enhance its product reviews. Now, if you've been to Amazon and, I know there's a boycott, but when you go to Amazon and you look at an item, a product, and you look at the review section, there's a little tiny thing. Well, it's not tiny, but there's a part at the top with some check marks about this product, and it's like a little summary of all the positive and negatives, and you can click on each little item and it specifically goes to an AI summary of talk about the item doing a specific thing, like because you're looking for sustainability, or is this durable, reliable, those kind of things. So that is what Meta is going to do. So instead of requiring users to read through hundreds of reviews to get a sense of what people say about a given product, so Amazon uses AI to summarize the reviews into a short paragraph that appears on a product page. So Meta is going to do this with a pop-up experience, and the AI feature will offer a roundup of what people are saying about the given product. So it'll be reviews that pop up about, instead of you going through and digging through the 5 stars and the 4 stars and reading what people are saying about, is this good? Is it bad? Does it work? This? It's going to be an AI summary. Amazon already does it. It's very useful. I use it a lot on Amazon.
I like it because it cuts to the chase. I'm like, oh, don't buy this. Because everybody.
I when I see all the check marks, I'm like, good. But then there might be, I think there's a little red line if it's like a couple of negative things. And I'm like, oh, that might. So I click on the negative. I'm like, I don't know. That might not. But it's very useful. So you don't have to spend your time reading all the reviews. So Meta is doing this. So they also might include a brief intro followed by key bullet points. So, but in Meta's case, they're going to add even more information. They're going to include details about the brand itself, recommended products, potential discounts or sales, and on an individual product page, a button to add the item to the user's cart. So they're going a little further than Amazon. And see, Amazon does it the way they already do, because the button to buy is already on the right side. You know, you're looking at the buy button. You're just like, well, let me read the reviews real quick. I always read the reviews. And now they made a little summary of here's the most important stuff that you may be looking for. And if you're ready, here's the buy button. So you just, everything looks good. Let me hit buy, because it's what, something I want to buy. So this is what Meta is putting in with also with an updated checkout flow, partnership with Stripe and PayPal, which allows consumers to complete the purchase in just a tap. Meta is also working on other integrations with Shopify and a couple of the other merchant platforms where you click and you buy. So all this stuff is coming out soon. So Meta is working on making shopping easier. So there we go. As business owners, we want to see that. That's good. All right, so one from Instagram. Two from Instagram. Instagram is letting users reorder carousel images and videos after publishing. So if you publish a carousel post, which is, I think it's up to 20, you put up to 20 posts, and then they come in order and you swipe through. Those are carousel posts. But once you post the post of the carousel slides, some people find out that, I put them in the wrong order, because sometimes you make the carousel to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you got them out of order. Then you go, oh shoot, I have to delete it and start over. So now they're saying no, they're allowing you to edit and reorder after you publish. Now this has been a request from a lot of users. So they want the ability to rearrange carousel posts after the post has gone live. So you can long press and drag images or videos within a carousel to change the order at any time. So Instagram says you have the flexibility to change the order of your carousel content at any time, ensuring your post always reflects your creative vision. So you can't add to the carousel post. Like if you forgot a slide, you can't come in and add, but you can rearrange it. So that has been a request, and they've heard you and fulfilled it. And one more from Instagram. Instagram adds AI transition options for still image-based stories. So there's a new way to put transitions within still image-based story posts using AI-powered morphing to create a new form of carousel update. So they're saying you can use this is from Instagram. You can use AI transition to create a seamless video from multiple photos in your Instagram story. To use AI transition, you must agree to the Meta AI terms. You'll be prompted to do so the first time you use AI transition if you haven't already. Basically, what this is that you put still images in your story, so they're letting you do an AI transition where they morph into a video. So it's more of a video-like feel. Instead of swiping with your finger through, it's going to automatically turn into a video using morphing, which is a transition between the slides. So it'll be like a moving, evolving display of images, which will show up as a video in Instagram stories. All right, so this will show up in this will appear for some users as an option within the image gallery in Instagram stories. Users will be able to select 2 or more images to generate a transition, and then you post it as a story. So this again is because of AI, because of video, because of motion. You can't depend on people to swipe through a story, but if they do a video, they have to sit through it. But they don't have to sit through it, but most likely they will, because it's an automatic transition. All right, so that's Instagram. Let's talk about OpenAI. OpenAI shuts down Sora. So they pulled the plug on the Sora app. And it's been 6 months after launching the standalone AI video generator app. They're shutting it down, and the technology may not return in any form as a mobile app. It's gone. So Sora came out with a lot of hype. People were, talking about Sora, this and that. They were making AI videos. They were making AI slop. They were making videos with Martin Luther King and all kind of famous people doing all kind of crazy stuff. We talked about it when it came out. I was like, this is nuts. This is nuts. But OpenAI said, well, this is not, it's not profitable. It's kind of dragging down our, how we want to look before the IPO, because they want to go public. And to be public, the company has to be lean and mean, they call it. That means your balance sheet got to look good. You can't have any things that aren't really profitable and dragging down the bottom line. You got to look good because you want investors. So they decided it was too much work. It was not enough effort. They did not see ROI on it. Also, the downloads trickled down, like people weren't downloading it. And 6 months is like, okay, people stop downloading and like, okay, why are we spending money on this? But here's the thing, Sora is still inside of ChatGPT if you're a paying user. It's just not the standalone app. Okay. So it's just it's folded into ChatGPT, but not called Sora.
Okay, so we still still get the benefits.
Right.
We just don't have the app to create.
You don't have the app. It's because they were putting the app out as like a TikTok-like thing of scrolling, feed of videos and this and that and that. So the app is gone, but the technology is still there, folded in behind ChatGPT, the paid versions. Now I'm not sure how you get to it. Probably, make me a video or whatever, and it makes a video. So. But they're not advertising that like it's still around. They're not saying that it's there. But that's what this one of the articles I read said that it's it could be put into back into ChatGPT. And okay. Yeah, so they're not just shutting down the app, they're discontinuing Sora, developer offering and stepping away from video inside ChatGPT together. So one of them said that they're stepping away from developing, and another one I read said that it's still kind of lurking in the background. So we'll see how they do that.
It makes sense to keep it, like if you're doing image generation in ChatGPT and use the stuff that worked.
Right. You might want a video. Yeah, you might want a video and it'll do it. But see, they have to get rid of it. They have to jettison this part because they want the IPO, and they gotta look great on paper. And this Sora 2, the Sora app mobile thing is dragging them down. So they're getting rid of they're getting rid of we're not developing it. So, but I would think behind the scenes they would just take those people who are working on Sora and just say, okay, go over to chat. You're just folded in there. And when we get to the point where the IPO comes out and we're profitable, we might pick this back up, but not call it Sora. It just be, you can make videos inside of ChatGPT.
Right.
They could do that. But right now, Sora is gone.
The standalone on its own.
Standalone mobile, yes, is gone. The developers are no longer in the Sora department because there's no Sora department. They kind of, like I said, you could just go sit over there with the other developers and, work on this. And when we're ready, we'll bring it back inside. And then that probably won't even call it Sora. It'll just be ChatGPT. You want to do a video.
And you would still be able, because they were using that with their images, their recent images, saying you can take a reference picture of yourself and put you in whatever. Well, that was what Sora was doing.
Right. And see, you could just do a prompt in ChatGPT about make a video and it'll just do it, and you're going, oh, and they're not gonna call it Sora. It's just I don't think they're killing the technology of it. They're just killing the Sora branded part of it because it was supposed to be an app like TikTok where you made AI videos, but they made it slot videos, and now nobody's downloading the app. So it's like, we don't need it. Let's get rid of it. And I believe this is Fred. Is here.
Hey, Fred.
His comment.
Let me see.
Hey, happy Friday.
Hey, Fred.
No red copper neither. There's no such thing as late. We're still here. All right. So speaking of AI video, ByteDance has confirmed that its new audio and video model Dreamina Seedance 2.0 is now rolling out into CapCut, which is their editing platform. Now, and I bring up the Seedance because somebody said, well, something about AI video going away. And I said, no, people are just going to use Seedance or one of the other tools. Seedance is one, HeyGen. There's a couple others. Just because Sora is gone doesn't mean people are going to stop making AI videos.
No.
There's other platforms. So here we go. So ByteDance owns Seedance. So they're putting it in the CapCut. So this will allow creators to draft, edit, and sync video and audio content by using prompts, images, or reference videos inside of CapCut. So this will start with CapCut users in Brazil, Indonesia, Malaysia, Mexico, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam, and they're going to add more markets as it goes. So they're putting these AI video and generation models inside of CapCut. So it just won't be just an editing platform. It's going to be, okay, you can make the AI videos inside of CapCut. So AI, I include this because I'm like, okay, somebody asked about AI video going away. I'm like, no, it's just going to be, they moved to Seedance, they moved to HeyGen, they moved to, there's a couple others. If you go to FAL, I've talked about FAL, which is a site where they have all of the generators, image and video and text, and they've got models in there that does image to video or text to video. So again, it's not going to be about, we talked about the Kleenex tissue and the this and the that. It's just going to be, I want to make video. Okay.
Yep.
It's like Band-Aids. I gotta buy the Band-Aid brand, or do I buy the Walmart brand, or the CVS brand, it's a Band-Aid. I don't really care. I have a cut. I need a Band-Aid.
I just need a Band-Aid.
It's called Band-Aid because Band-Aid was the first one, but it's a flexible bandage or a temporary bandage or whatever you want to call it. That's where we're gonna go. It's just gonna be, I want to make a video. Well, I use HeyGen. It's just gonna be, I made a video. That's where we're going. So let's see. And I believe that is yes. That is it for the updates. Yes, that is it for this week's updates.
Well, thank you, TJ. We appreciate you bringing us all of the latest and greatest, because there was a lot happening.
Yeah, that was a lot, especially that the Meta and YouTube trial outcome. So
yeah.
So there's a lot of social media is bad and we must stop it. I understand that talk, but we're not stopping it. Yes, it is bad, but it's going to be where, and that's where we brought up the tobacco industry. There was a whole lot of stuff way back when, Philip Morris and this and that, and they were like, we're going to stop to stop the tobacco. No, it just was like, they're on the pack. It says this is harmful, that the Surgeon General's warning. That's what happened from the legal precedent of the trials. It didn't stop tobacco production.
And it still hasn't, they still haven't stopped it.
Yeah, it hasn't stopped. Same thing with I brought up the gambling. I'm like, oh, gambling is addictive. Yes. we have they have apps now. I was like, look at all these apps about da, da, da. But all of them have that long legal disclaimer on them. Same thing with social media. It's just going to have a long legal disclaimer. And like I said, when you go to Instagram, it's going to pop up with, do you agree that do you consent that every time you go to the app, it's going to pop up. That's all it's going to do. Or have the long scroll. I said, like the Star Wars thing, the long scrolling thing when you start, and then it's going to let you in. That's just what's going to go.
Oh.
Yeah, see, Fred, thank you. He made that comment. That's what I said. They make 5 million a second or whatever. 19 million in a lawsuit, but YouTube makes 93 million a day. See, it just, they pay it and they're like going on and on and on. That's why I said that if I was YouTube, I would make the sue the parents, but they're not going to do that. But it's, and really it's not the fault of YouTube, the fault of Meta. Like I said, it was they were found guilty of being one of the contributing factors to her,
because they made the tool that she used. That is
right.
The only reason why they.
But that's why I included. I was like, YouTube. She was 6 years old on YouTube, unsupervised. 9 on Instagram, unsupervised. And we're not talking like teenager. She's a child. She should be out playing in the mud.
Riding a tricycle, blowing bubbles, do something.
Playing with a puppy. I don't know. Like, well, okay. So again, parental issues, and Fred has Fred said this is the old well movement. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to stop anything. And I saw a lot of celebration online about stopping. We're going to stop Meta and we're going to stop YouTube. I was like, you people living in fantasy land. It's just going to be more disclaimers, more warnings, which is a good thing. It's just going to be, just get ready for that. And the algorithmic change of, trying to slow down the children getting on. But again, if they are coming on with a fake birthday, you can't fault Meta for that. That's not Meta's fault, because the child is coming on saying that they are over 13. So Fred got another call. Fred, you got to come. Thank you for coming. He said, "What's next?" Soon the phone call. Exactly.
And somebody will try that. We didn't ask you to pick up the phone. We did not ask you to make a call.
There's parental things involved.
Fred said, if I was Facebook, I would just shut down for 3 days and blame the lawsuit.
See, I see where you're going, because if they shut down, do you want to hear an outcry? Even though you got people, social media bad. I was like, but you still on Facebook. You don't delete your stuff, but don't mess the party up for us, because we're business owners using it.
We didn't ask you to come over here. Look, you don't know how to use it. And so you want to try to keep us off of it. No, go sit down somewhere.
It's bad, yes. And like I always say, a screwdriver is a good thing and a bad thing, depending on who's holding it and what the intent is. I don't see anybody banning screwdrivers or nail guns or whatever. Those things build houses and homes for people, and they also are used as weapons. Who's regulating that? We're getting to the point where it's like, okay, it's kind of getting ridiculous now. I understand. But see, here's the thing. The gatekeep is the parent or legal guardian. You have a child under 18. Please do all you can, and you can do it. Oh, it's hard. Well, then again, you don't have the children, don't have the child.
Or send them out for adoption by somebody who's going to take care of them.
It's very hard to be a parent, mentally, physically, financially, all of the financial needs. Don't do it. So here we go. So, but it's not going to stop anything if anybody's thinking that.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want to say thank you for tuning in for our Tech Life Weekly. It has been a lively conversation. So if you missed any of it, feel free to go back and watch the replay. Some great things on history. And
Turn
robots and all
story.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yes,
Mhm.
stuff that'll keep you talking. So we will be back next week. TJ and I will be back on Tuesday.
Mhm.
Enjoy your weekend. Oh, and Fred says there's a new app. Well, let me start with his other comment first.
Oh, wait.
Steve Home Depot and got screwed, and they drilled me to go sit down somewhere. Oh,
That's why
heck.
people going to sue when they go to Home Depot because they touched something they weren't supposed to touch.
Right?
But it's Home Depot. There's saws and drills and all kind of dangerous things in there.
And yet you just, oh, wonder what that is.
Wonder what
that. Fred said new app, parental guidance.
You make a joke, but this needed.
That's the app right there.
It's
Lord.
needed. Classes, university, something.
Yeah. So we will see you next week, everybody. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.